Hello and welcome. This is a Centrex software ecosystem overview demonstration so you can understand exactly what the Centrex software organization offers as it relates to fintech products and services. Let's go ahead and get started. Here at Centrex Software, we are a menu of finance-dedicated fintech products, services, and features. That menu allows you to build an ecosystem for your staff, for your investors, for your brokers, for your accountants, so that you can manage your entire finance organization or fintech organization all under one roof. Okay, so we're going to touch on the different aspects of the ecosystem in this demonstration. On the CentrexSoftware.com website, under products, you can see the different types of products that we offer here at Centrex Software. We'll briefly go over each one of these. You've also got our features, some of the more popular features that are built into the Centrex software ecosystem that you have the option to use. Centrex software has several different types of integrations with third-party vendors. We have native integrations. We also have API integrations. And then for those developers out there, you can look at some of our custom reporting with our Snowflake data sync warehousing technology, along with our API and our website form builder. Okay, so a lot of great things to look at here on the Centrex software website. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the ecosystem and get started. Here at Centrex Software, you must always have a contact. You really can't do much unless there's a contact in the software. Okay, there's a few different ways to get a contact within the Centrex software platform. Okay, the first way is to fill out a form on your website or an affiliate website, and that data from that form can be automatically injected into the Centrex software platform. Okay, so in the contacts tab here, we have something called data sources. You've got two types of data sources, a web form data source and an import data source. If it's a web form, it'll spit out this post URL that you can use for your website forms. You've got several different types of settings here, an autoresponders for email, autoresponder for text message, round robin assigning on, and a lot of other different features where you can post this data as it comes into your Centrex software platform. Okay, so this is the first way to get a contact in the platform is if you fill out some sort of web form online. Here at Centrex Software, we have our request a demo form, and if this form were to be filled out, that would inject directly into the Centrex Software platform. Okay, the second way through data sources is what we call an import data source, where you can import a CSV file. So if you've got 20,000 records, a million records, whatever kind of data set you have, you can import that data into the software via CSV. Okay, another way to get data in the software by clicking on the contacts tab is I can click on add a contact, and we call these intake forms, and you can build out as many intake forms as you want. We build several for you on behalf of your setup fee. If you decide to join Centrex Software, you can see here you've got data points on the left, and you've actually got the intake form here on the right. Okay, so these can be customized any which way you want. You can save and exit, and that'll save a contact in the software. The last way you can get data in the software is if I come into the admin tab and I click on REST API. For those of you that have it turned on in your Centrex software account, you can create contacts in the software via API. If you jump over to the Centrex website, roll your mouse over developers, we have a button called API. You can see our full documentation here or some of our more popular endpoints within the API as well. Okay, so that's the last way to create a contact in the software. Once a contact has been created in the software, you're going to want different ways to manage your data. Here at Centrex Software, we have something called list building. List building is really cool because it allows you to build different types of lists, put different types of filters on those lists. You can decide what columns you want to see on this list, who you want to share it with, and then you can click on create list, and you can see different data sets, and you can toggle between those data sets throughout the day to look at your data. Okay, so if you've done a good job with data management here at Centrex, every department has what they need to do their job, and it's a living, breathing strategy. As data is dispositioned, as time goes on, contacts are falling off one list and onto a different list, maybe for a different department. Okay, so a lot of great things you can do with list building here in the Centrex software platform. Okay, one of the things that we're going to do for you when you decide to join Centrex is we're going to help you with your workflow. It's one of the first conversations we have with you. Here at Centrex Software, we have stages and then statuses within those stages for a contact. We're going to give you something that looks very similar to this out of the box, and then we can come in here with you. We can drag and drop these up and down. We can click on them. We can change the name of a stage or status. We can color code a stage or status, and we can even add new stage or statuses as well as we see fit. Okay. And as we consult clients, when we build out your workflow to understand, there's a full trigger system built into the Centrex software platform for automation. As you change statuses, what do you want to automatically happen? Okay, so a lot of great aspects of the workflow system here at Centrex Software. We also have something here called webhooks. If you want to post data out of the Centrex software system into another system, you can build webhooks. Okay, all your webhooks will be here on the left. You've got different authentication types. Okay, and you can build webhooks in the software, and that also resides in the contacts tab if you want to push data out of our software into another platform. Okay, now once you're on a list here, you can mass edit this list if you wish to do so. So I have 31 contacts on this list. If I come over here, I can choose with list or with selected, right? And I can decide to mass edit this entire list, and it'll very clearly tell you 31 contacts will be affected, and I can come in here and mass edit this list. Whether it's mass reassign, mass change status, you've got different types of options on how you want to mass edit data within the software. Okay, once we have a contact in the software and you're on a certain list, you're going to be able to see some data here, and you can customize these columns as you build your lists. Okay, anytime you see an envelope in the software, that is going to pop our quick mail window where you can attach documents if you wish to do so, whether they're e-signed documents, documents off your computer. You guys can also load very nice looking templates or plain text templates if you wish to do so, and you can shoot this email off to the contact in the software. Anytime you see a phone number in the software, you can track a phone call. You can see the call history. You can schedule follow-up calls on your calendar if you're using one of our several integrated phone systems. A lot of this will happen automatically, and you'll have click-to-dial functionality. Okay, so that's for any phone number that you see in the software, you have that option. All the way on the far right, you have some quick actions. You can change a status very quickly. You can update the contact information very quickly. You can add a note very quickly. You can add a calendar event very quickly, and you can upload a document very quickly without ever having to leave this screen. Okay, so there's a lot of other data points that you guys can see here from what we call this list view. Okay, now let's go ahead and jump into a contact. We call this the contact dashboard or client dashboard. Whether you're doing consumer loans or you're doing business loans or you're doing advances or mortgages, whatever it may be, this is either going to be a business name or the first and last name of the borrower. So if it's a business, it'll be a business name and the business owner, or if it's a consumer, you'll have the consumer borrower up here at the top left. Okay, and in this box is everything relative to this borrower. Again, you've got our envelope for a quick email. As we scroll down, you've got stage and status. You can always see the history of the stage and status over time and how long this file was in that stage or status. We've got multiple assignments here at Centrex. So if you want to assign a contact to multiple parties, multiple teams, multiple users, you have the ability to do so. You've got encrypted social security numbers. You can show social, you can hide social completely. You've got birth dates, same concept for the phone numbers and the email window, tracking phone calls, scheduling follow-up phone calls. You have a Google Maps integration, so I can see the address where this property or borrower is located. For our consumer lending institutions and brokers, we've got something here called a budget analysis. So you can come in here and create some basic DTIs and some kind of cash flow analytics on this particular borrower. Okay, these are pretty set, but you can change the individual line items. Okay, whatever you want them to be, but the math and the formula is pretty set, and that saves here at the contact level. Okay, down here, we've got two big orange buttons. One's called Send External Form Request. One's called Execute Webhook. And External Form Request is a documented data gathering tool. If you click on this and send External Form Request, it's going to send this contact an email. In the email, there's a link. It'll take them off to a form where they can fill out more data points, upload documents, press submit, and all those documents and data come back in the software. Okay, and then you've got Execute Webhook, which is pushing data out of our software into a different software platform. Okay, you've got additional information here on the left. These are all your custom fields. One great thing about Centrex software is we allow you to add and create custom fields at any time. So I can click on custom fields. I can see all my custom fields. I can create a new custom field. And if I wish, I can choose my custom field answer option type. Okay, and then you can see how many forms this custom field's currently in, and then you can build your intake forms here in the form builder. Okay, so if I come back to contacts and I come back to Al's Laundry Service here, okay, down here at the bottom, you have all your custom fields. We have a hard-coded client portal built into the software platform. It's fully white labeled to you. So your login domain, your colors, your logos, everything is totally your brand. Your borrower will have no idea Centrex even exists. Okay, so I can log in as the consumer or as the customer. Again, this will be all white labeled to you. And you can see here the home page, which is a very basic home page of balances, maybe request payoff. Do I want to view tasks or upload documents? Okay, I've got my document library here on the left. I can always upload documents into the platform as the borrower in the client portal. I've got all my advances and or loans, and I can see all my transactions. I can request a payoff for this advance or loan. I can see all my transactions and the different transaction statuses. I can see all my tasks as a borrower. Okay, in the software platform, you can create tasks and associate them to the borrower here in the software. Okay, and then up here under the question mark, under support, you've got some basic information here, and then you've got some nice FAQs that you can build out as well. Okay, and this is great because if you come into the Centrex software ecosystem and come to admin tab and come to settings, you've got something here called client portal settings, and in client portal settings you have the ability to see the custom domain that you set up first. I can go into that domain and then I can come in here and start changing out my brand, my colors, my logos, different types of email settings. You've got different modules you can give them access to. What statuses do you want to show up in the customer portal? A lot of great customer portal settings here. Okay, so back at the contacts tab, under this particular contact, that was the custom portal down here on the bottom left. Now, Centrex software also has a mobile app version of the customer portal. It's one of the products that we offer here. It's a white labeled mobile app, and we've integrated Plaid into that mobile app. So you could pull financial data, you can do identity verification right through a nice mobile app experience. Okay, so they can choose their bank accounts with the Plaid integration, they can see their tasks. They've got their dashboard. They can see all their advances or loans. There's a little mini money manager built into it because of the Plaid integration. And then, of course, they can upload docs and see documents as well. And then we give you guys a mobile app manager to manage mobile app users. Okay, that's both Android and Apple mobile app users. Okay, so that's another client portal version we have built in the Centrex software platform. Okay, over here on the far right, you have a lot of what we call nested tabs. Okay, you have your overall history here. Any advances, for those of you that are offering advances to borrowers, these are all your advances on file. If you're also offering loans to the same borrower, okay, maybe you work advances first and then loans second. Maybe you're only doing loans. Maybe you're only doing advances. Okay, you're going to be able to see all of your advances and or loans on file for this contact. We'll jump into those here in just a second. You've got all your calls. You can track your phone calls. Again, phone system integration will have this done automatically, and then you can see the recording of the call right here as well. Any emails that you've sent out of the software, you can always see the body of the email, who sent the email, when the client opened the email as well. We have native integrations with Gmail, SendGrid, and a few other email platforms. Okay, you've got notes. Notes is great because you can categorize your notes. You've got different types of note templates, right? And then you can also notify other users a note was taken, and all your notes will stack down the page here. Any email marketing that this contact was caught up in, so you'll be able to see all the email marketing campaigns here. If they opened it, it's green. If it's red, they never opened it. You've got full threaded text messaging here in the software, okay? So we've got several native integrations with SMS networks. So you can come in here and text the client. If they text you back, it'll come back into the software and you can have a full text message conversation, okay? We have a pretty robust documents tab here at Centrex Software. You've got 3 tabs here: generated documents, click sign documents, which is our e-sign technology, and uploaded files. Okay, at any point, if you want to generate a PDF of one of your documents, you can click on Generate Documents here in the top right. However, what first needs to happen is in the Masters Docs tab here at the top, we need to have your document templates. Okay, and we can build document templates in 2 ways. We can upload a PDF and drag and drop tags onto a PDF, or we can also build an HTML document from scratch so the document scales. Okay, so you've got a lot of different types of data points you can drag and drop onto this document. We entertain up to 9 signers. Okay, and then you've got a bunch of state regulation settings here on the left and other types of system settings for this particular document. Okay, we also have something called document packages, where you can package a document up into multiple documents. So when you send out the document for e-sign, it's one big e-sign document versus sending out multiple documents for e-sign. Okay, so if I come back into the contact tab, go back into this particular contact, and I come to docs, If I want to generate a PDF, I can click on Generate Documents. It's going to pop the eSign document generation modal. I can decide to send for ClickSign, or I can decide to simply just generate the PDF and store it on file. If I want to send it for eSign, I can choose my template. Okay, it's going to look for signers. I want to turn this signer off. I do want to send for SMS. Here's my email template. I can click on Send for Signature. Okay, so this will generate a PDF in the Generated Docs section. I can always view this PDF. Under ClickSign Docs, you're going to see the ClickSign status. Okay, if it's been completed, it'll come back in the software automatically. You can view details. Here's the IP address of who sent the doc for eSign on your staff. Here's the IP address of who signed it, the borrower, and then you can always view this electronically signed document and see that digital certificate. Okay, and then anytime you want to upload files into the software, you can drag and drop upload files here, or as I said earlier, you can send out the external form request, upload documents. They can upload documents in the customer portal or the mobile app customer portal or via the API. Okay, so that's the docs section here at Centrex Software. Events, we have a full calendar tab built into Centrex Software to manage your calendar. What I like about the event system is when you dismiss an event, depending on the result of that event, if you've learned more information, we display that information here so you can add it, and you can click on Update Result, and this will add additional data points on file for the contact. Okay, so the event dismissal technology is pretty cool, along with it being completely embedded in the calendar system. You have a full task manager here at Centrex Software. You can create tasks, assign tasks to users, teams, or the actual borrower, the client, and that'll show up in their client portal, send them a push notification to their Apple Watch if you're using the mobile app, right? And you can have out-of-the-box tasks, or I can come in here and I can do free form entry as well. Okay, you've got credit card information on file, bank account information on file. If you want to pull credit on a borrower and see all of their debts on file, you have the ability to do so as well. And then if you filled out all your lenders and their criteria, the lenders that best match this contact will be here as well. Okay, so let's go back to advances and let's look at a particular advance. Okay, so whether it's an add-on advance, renewal advance, okay, this is for those of you that are doing advances, and you have everything here relative to the advance. There's a lot of different data points here, from syndication, if you're a servicer and you're syndicating, for payments, auto drafting payments, if you're an actual funder as well. So if you're a broker and you want to submit to multiple lending institutions, you can come to submissions, you can see all your submissions, you can do new submissions, choose your documents, choose your lender with lender matchmaking built in the software, and you can submit your packages. Okay, so this is what an advance looks like for those of you that are doing advances. If I jump back to this contact, I also have one called loans, a tab called loans. So for those of you that are offering loans, whether it be home loans or business loans or any sort of consumer loan, I can come in here and I can see this particular loan on file. You've got the different types of data points on file for this loan. You can see the stages and statuses of this loan. And then you've got different types of data points here. Also for brokers, you've got your submissions, where I can do a new submission off to different lending institutions. And then of course, you've got your full multiple offer technology with a full loan calculator and amortization schedule from T-Value. Okay, so here's my financial events. I can click on amortization schedule. Here's the AM schedule. I can see the actual amortization chart and the payoff of interest, principal, and balance, and then I can track my commissions as well. Okay, so these are any loans that are on file for this particular contact. Some of you may do advances and loans. Some of you may only do loans or only do advances. So we offer that option here at Centrex Software. Okay, now in the Lenders tab, for those of you that need to manage different lending institutions as a brokerage firm, or if you're a lending company and you work with other lenders, you can come in here and you can add your lenders in the software. And once your lenders have been added in the software, you can configure this lender. So what type of products does this lender offer, loans and or advances, right? Here's some basic contact information. Here's all my notes on file for this lender. Here's all the advances that this lender is currently working in the software platform, and I can go to an advance directly from this screen. Here's all the loans this lender is working with me, and I can go to a loan directly from here. I've got my criteria configuration. Okay, so if I know some of the underwriting guidelines for my lending institutions, I can add those criteria points here for both loans and advances, and then the system will recommend which lenders to send it to based on 100% match rate when you go do a submission. Okay, and then you have your submission configuration here as well. Is this lender going to submit via email, or can I do an API submission with this lender? Okay, so that is for the lenders tab, mainly for brokers, but lending institutions like to use it as well. Okay, the master advances tab has your advances pipeline. So as I click into a certain portion of the pipeline, you can see the numbers within that pipeline. The loans tab is exactly the same. Okay, I come into the loans tab and I can see my pipeline, and I can see the different types of numbers and data points within that pipeline. Okay, in the calendar tab, you guys have a full calendar built into Centrex software. Okay, I can do availability scheduling. I've got all my different types of tasks that are built in the software. I can see all my tasks, right? And then of course I can see my agenda, my day, my week, my month, and I can go straight to a contact from here. I can also subscribe to Outlook, Google Cal, or iCal, and we can sync the calendars back and forth. Okay, in the accounting tab, for those of you that are direct lending institutions and servicing within the Centrex software platform and producing transactions, you can come in here and create any accounting report you wish. And then what you can also do in the top right here is enable grouping. And then I can click on a certain column and it will group by that column and then give me aggregates. Okay, so I clicked on business name, so I can see here all the aggregates of transactions for this particular business, right? And I can run several different types of accounting reports, whether it be ACH debits, ACH credits, credit card debits, whatever it may be. Okay, and I can create these custom reports anytime I wish. You've got something called summary reports. It'll essentially will give you your ACH debits, your ACH credits, and you can use different filters. And then also in the accounting tab, for those of you that are using Notcha files, not integrated with an ACH or credit card processor, you can pull Notcha files out of the software as well. Okay, we talked a little bit about the Docs tab already. The Files tab is for flat file storage. If you've got documents or images in your email marketing campaigns, you want to go to the Files tab and upload those images into the Files tab first, and then you can pull those images into email marketing, for example. Okay, so if I come into the email marketing tab and I click on this template, you can see here this is a nicely designed template that has images in it, and those images would be in the Files tab. You can come in here and build out your nice email marketing or plain text marketing template, share it with anyone you want in the firm, and all those templates will be here in the email marketing tab. Okay, once you're ready to blast or create a campaign, I can schedule new campaign. You've got different types of recurring versus single blast, start date, what list, what template, what sender, unsubscribe, redirect URL. Okay, and then you can schedule this launch. And you can see all of your upcoming launches. And then of course at the bottom you can see statistics, and you can view all sent, and you can come in here and you can see some basic stats and campaign performance. Okay, in the email marketing tab, we also give you the ability to set up your senders. Okay, so we typically have clients sign up with smtp.com or sendgrid.com for the actual email warehouse that's sending out those emails. Okay, so a lot of great email marketing built into Centrex, along with text messages, same concept. Okay, I've got my text message templates. I can come in here and I can always look at an email template, and I can edit this template and save this template, and then I can either send them from a one-off basis or a blast basis. In the reports tab here at Centrex Software, you have a lot of out-of-the-box reports. Okay, a lot of these are canned reports. There's some really great reports in here that you can look at from a performance perspective. And then, of course, in the reports tab, we also have our object-based report builder. Okay, so this is more of a custom report builder. You can choose your object. You can bring in your data columns, create pivots, and then you can view the data any which way you want. Okay, so if you want to view a pie chart or a line chart or a graph chart, you've got different options to build out different types of reports. Okay, so for those of you that really want to dive into your data in a really detailed way, here at Centrex Software, we have a product called Managed Data Cloud. Every 15 minutes, our database syncs over to Snowflake, and you can create custom SQL injection queries into that Snowflake warehouse to pull out data, and then you can use a BI tool like Tableau or Microsoft BI to build any sort of data set that you want. Okay, so you've got a lot of different options on real custom reporting for those of you that want to go deep into your data sets. Okay, so that's an option for you as well. In the admin tab, you're going to have all your administrative functions. Okay, you're going to have all your users. You're going to have all your roles. Centrex Software goes 2 layers deep. This is the first layer, what you can and cannot do. Second layer is called field level permissions or data suppression. And this is what you can and cannot see. And as I check off boxes, I am suppressing data from this profile. Okay, so a lot of different options there from a user's team and roles perspective. Okay, you've also got something in Centrex called multi-company management. For those of you that own multiple brands and want to run multiple brands under one roof, or you've got syndicates, or you've got external brokers, you're going to come into software, you're going to add them as a company first, get all of their corporate information, okay, and then you can add users into the software and associate those users with those companies. We have broker portals here, investor syndicate portals here, okay, with a lot of different types of access to the software that you can give your ecosystem network. Okay, what we also have in the admin tab are our different types of settings. Okay, a lot of different types of settings depending what you opted in for here at Centrex Software. Okay, you have your e-sign settings, you have your customer portal settings, you have domain management settings, you've got your loan settings and advanced settings, you've got your notes and phone system integration settings. A lot of different settings here. Okay, up here in the top right, you have your notification system, which shows you all your notifications, and under notifications, you've got something called my own personal settings. So each user has their own settings as far as my profile, how I want my notifications to function, and then also what email provider am I using for this particular user. Okay, so a lot of settings in the admin tab, and then each user kind of has their own settings as well. And then lastly, in the admin tab, we have our API. Okay, so for those of you that want to connect into the Centrex ecosystem via API, you have that ability to do so. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is the Centrex software platform. We are that fintech menu that allows you to build that ecosystem for your finance organization. If you have any questions, we'd love to chat with you. Jump over to the website, click on request a demo, and a Centrex software specialist will get in contact with you to schedule that time. This is a Centrex software overview demonstration of the Centrex software ecosystem.